Okay, so one of the things we noticed before was that this text is not nicely centered in our rectangle. So let's take a look in there. Before we address that, though, there's one thing that I'm not too happy about with this code, and that is that every time we create a new text, we create a new transparent color as a, when if we're not explicitly setting the background color, we by default create this transparent color. And what I'd like to do is just set it up so that we have one, make it even private, static color, that we have one transparent color object that gets used over and over. Okay, because it doesn't make sense to create a new color every single time, a new color object every single time that gets called. So if I make this static, what that means is that there's just one instance of this for the text class. So then every time you create a text object, you're not making a new one of these. Now, another thing that's usually done, and you notice that I used capital letters for transparent color. Typically, when you're doing a static variable like this, especially one that's not going to change, you put it in capitals. And I'm going to also make it final. And what that means is that you can't change the value of it. Okay, so this is, and then what I'll do is down here where I was saying new color, I'll put transparent color right there. And let me see if I can find an example in Java. I think when we were looking at the integer stuff, that integer min value is one of those kinds of variables. So see right here, max value, min value. If we go to min value, it says public static final int min value. Okay, so this static means it's just associated with the class. So there's just one of these values per class instead of for every object. And then the final says I'm not going to change it. So that's basically what we're doing here. And except I'm making mine private because no other classes or no other objects need to be able to access it. And actually, you know what? I think I will make it public just to make sure my subclasses. There's another keyword we could use here, protected, which just works for subclasses. But I'm going to go ahead and make it public just in case, because it does seem like something that would be a nice general value to have. Maybe text is not the best place to put it, but for now we'll have it here. Okay, so that way, like I said, now every time we have a constructor, so any of these constructors, because they kind of cascade and call, this one calls this one calls this. So anytime any one of these constructors gets called, and this one too, and this one too. So anytime any of those constructors gets called, we'll just be reusing the same color instead of creating a new one every time. And let me just show you that it still does the same thing. So I'll compile it and create a text with. So again, we're just going to, if we create one with just the Let's say hello 7 and make it, wonder what brown looks like. Let's see. Oh, brown's not in there. How about pink? Oh, can't hardly see it. Let me set color to java.awt.color.purple. Is that in there? Nope. How about blue? There we go. Okay, so you see, and that's transparent. You can, because you can see behind. You can see through it. Okay, so the background's transparent.